Thank you for tuning in to Connect More, featuring the shared experiences, new adventures, and nightmares of four pals who have known each other for decades. Connect More utilizes the swear jar concept to raise funds for the American Cancer Society. When you hear this during the episode, the offender will contribute to the swear jar. We'll update the swear jar each week at the end of the program. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, yo, welcome to another episode of Connect More. I'm Eric. There's John.
Hey, hey.
That's Brian.
Present.
And there's Jason.
Here.
This episode of Connect More, John and Jason discuss convenience. Brian and I manage abundance. And then we whip around on what gets you off the couch. But let's start with a check-in with everyone first. And what is our hoarding situation? Guys, what is a very dated thing from the 90s that you still own? Jason, what are you still holding on to from your 20s besides a pile of regret and a dead palm plant?
Well, the first thing that came to mind immediately was my haircut. I really don't think that that's changed since the 90s.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so I'm good like that. But if you actually were talking about things, like actual things, does it have to be the 90s or could it be even older than the 90s? Does it have to be? Because
well, what do you got that's older? We're interested now.
I've got like 2 long boxes of comics that I collected when I was like in high school, like in the maybe early 80s up through the late 80s, like some good stuff.
Like Archie comics.
No. we just read in those little digests that you got at the supermarket.
Right.
Yeah. No, I didn't actually collect the real comics. They're the real Archies, but, lots of DC superhero stuff.
Do you think you have anything of value still?
I've got the whole first run of the new Teen Titans. That was kind of a big deal. The George Perez, Marv Wolfman thing.
Yeah, okay.
Batman and the Outsiders, Jim Aparo. Like, I've got the whole first run of that. So I've got some stuff that might not be worth something,
Oh, yeah, sure.
I made air quotes there, listeners, because I think most of the stuff, it's like, oh, baby, that one's worth $5. It's hardly worth the time to post it on eBay, but whatever. So that's mine. Haircuts and comics. All
cool.
dated.
John, what are you hanging on to from the 90s? Or further back, I guess.
Well, yeah, I kept the CD towers with CDs for far too long. And the cusper millennial X person that I have married pointed that out right away, that the 2 CD towers still in the front room in 2010 was almost a deal killer right out of the box. So I acted quickly and I got rid of these in 2015, as one does. And at that garage sale that I had, the CD set up like it was your local used CD shop. I was sort of showing this young person from our neighborhood the excellent selection of CDs I had available. And she picked out 3 or 4 and she said, my dad will really like these. And that was the end of my CD collection. They have been placed in a closet where they are to this day. And so one of ththese days I'll shop. Especially Paco, if you continue to make references to obscure 80s and 90s bands, I'll end up shopping my closet.
Yeah, I actually, then I'm just going to follow up with John because originally, what's something very dated that I still have from the 90s. I was originally going to answer my wife, Tanya, but I thought that might get me in trouble. So don't do that. John's shaking his head.
I did not laugh at that. I did not laugh at that. That brought no joy whatsoever into my world.
I totally laughed. In fact, I was thinking it like, he's going to say Tanya.
Yeah. But no, seriously, mine's CDs too, right? Like I've got huge storage boxes full of CDs because especially in my situation, back in the early years in college when I was working at the student radio station, of course I bought my own CDs, but also the radio station would get tons of promotional CDs, singles, EPs, full albums. And I'm sitting on a ton of those things in I don't know how many tubs, probably two huge ones. I mean, there's hundreds down there. Ween, what are you sitting on?
Well, this isn't good for somebody who's listening, but if you're watching, you're seeing a piebald pheasant that my dad shot back in the 70s. It's like half white. And I'm still holding on to this thing because it's so rare.
Oh,
But
it was originally that color. It's not faded.
no, it's not faded. It was originally, it's like half white. Like the front half of the bird is white, and then the other half is regular. That's what's called piebald, not albino. I thought it was albino for many years, but it's called piebald.
I
So
thought
I have that.
maybe I thought maybe you had it displayed like on the dashboard of your K car for
Nope,
a couple of years, you know, it kind of bleached out in the sun.
nope, it's in
Now,
my
it was his
office.
mom's K car. He never owned that K car.
Yeah, there's a long story about that someday. I still have my AOL email, FYI.
Like, do you use it?
Yes,
That's
I have two.
impressive.
I have two.
That's
So
impressive.
I have my Lieutenant Dan one. That's kind of like my junk one that I give to people when like people are going to sell you stuff, whatever. I give it to. That's my junk email, right? And then I actually have old band shirts from the 90s also. So I have, House of Large Sizes, Kiss, Pearl Jam, any show I went to. I don't think I've ever gotten rid of a band shirt.
Do they still fit?
Probably got a bunch of those too.
Yeah, I got them all like large or extra large. So yes, they do still fit. Thank you very much.
Good for you. All right, so let's go from seeing what we have in storage to actual C-stores.
We are all well traveled around Iowa and the country. What is the best convenience store in Iowa? What is the best one you ever found in the country? What makes a convenience store great? You're going to hear our thoughts about those topics in Is It Convenient for You? So, Jax, I'm going to kick it off with you. You're a pretty well-traveled guy. You've popped the family in the car. You've been all over Iowa. Let's start with that one, right? Of the prominent convenience stores in Iowa, what's your go-to and why?
Well, I think one of the chains that has really stepped it up, I feel like, in the last couple of years is the Kwik Star. Has made quite a splash, at least here in eastern Iowa. A lot of small towns in like Guttenberg and Postville and places like that have these big, beautiful Kwik Stars. And they're almost like grocery stores. They've got fresh produce and they've got great sandwiches and they're well lit and clean and well organized, and I've become quite a fan of the Kwik Star, but I feel like that's been a fairly recent phenomenon that these Kwik Stars have become a real big deal, and kind of eclipsed many of the other ones that are more common that we might see other places. Do you guys have the Kwik Stars out in like Des Moines and stuff?
Yes, they are making a big splash out here.
Okay.
Agreed. They put in a new one at exit 149 on 80, which is the one just before Mitchellville. And there's not been nothing at that. I think there was an old BP station there, but that's not even a place worth stopping. And now there's this giant Kwik Star with signage from the road. So yeah, no, we see them everywhere. I also dig the Kwik Stars. I have to say, of the popular Iowa options, I have been a Come and Go fan for quite a while. So clean and well lit, wide aisles, good selections of stuff that I like, and easy access in and out, huge restrooms. And so for just getting in and off the highway, which is what I'm trying to do, I'll actually time it to see how short I can make a stop, on my way from Cedar Rapids to Des Moines, for example, which is one I do a lot. And I just have never been let down by a Come and Go. And so I'm frustrated that that chain is going away, and it's been in the news a lot. So I think everybody understands that it's flipping over to this Maverick company, which is from like Utah or Montana or somewhere, and it's just second-rate garbage. I'm sorry. They've taken over my local Come and Go, and now I've got a gas pump that talks to me with video while I'm trying to pump my gas. And I'm all about the short conversation with the gas pump. I did not like the 6-question gas pump interrogation in order to get to my fill up, but I like even less a series of ads backed up by really bad music from the 80s. And I just don't, I'm apoplectic. I don't know what to do. That sort of my best local fill up opportunities are now this Maverick company, and we've lost our beloved Come and Go brand. And it's just a rough summer for us for that reason.
Yeah, I hope the Maverick doesn't change the come and go too much, because that's slowly becoming my favorite in my new location here in the 380 corridor is the come and go. You can't, in Iowa City, you can't throw a rock without hitting one of those things. And I'll say this about the come and go too. They have the best rewards program,
Hmm.
because you don't have to pull up the app when you get a free coffee or anything. It just automatically adds it right there. That's one thing I hope Maverick doesn't get away from. Best rewards program.
Well, I really wish. Do you remember that link that I sent you guys of that local news story about the switch from Come and Go to Maverick? And some
Yes.
local news station went out to some little town somewhere and was like breathlessly interviewing people. What do you think about the change to Maverick? And they were interviewing all these people, and I was just, and it was like a 10-minute segment. It's like, my God, this is pathetic. And at the end, it was classic because they were interviewing, well, I don't know, we've been a Come and Go for a long time. It's really going to be a big change and stuff. And at the very end, some gal was on there and she was like, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a convenience store, so switching to Maverick's probably not that big of a deal. That was how they closed the story. Like, wow, that's some hard-hitting journalism there. Like,
Amazing.
oh,
It's like, what do the smokes
Jesus.
cost? Yeah.
Oh my
So
God, it was just like classic local news story. Like, what do you think about the name change?
they've
I
got
don't
to fill
know.
time, especially on those smaller affiliate stations. They've got a lot of time
No,
to
this
fill
was
there.
like a Des Moines station. This was like KCCI or something. Like, come on.
Yeah. Let's call them up. Let's have them talking to.
That was the first come and go that they're switching over to a Maverick, which is somewhere out in western Iowa,
Yeah,
probably over there by Anime, Iowa.
right. That's
Anime,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Anime, Iowa, yeah.
they sold 20 of the come and goes to this Omaha chain called Mega Stop or something, which is even more like half liquor store, half convenience store. And so I just feel like they're getting away from the the original intent of come and go, which was wonderful. And I'm surprised at the degree of changes they've made. It looks like they've changed out the entire pump, not just like signage,
Yes.
but it's an entirely different pump and a whole different system. And I'm telling you, I'll change if I have to, but I'm not into this.
Now, big question for you Des Moines guys, though. What are they going to do? Isn't that big, beautiful building in downtown Des Moines is designed by Renzo Piano? Isn't it called
Yes.
the Come and Go Center
Yep.
or Come and Go something?
It is the core building on that
Yeah,
sculpture park.
right.
It's a beautiful part of Des Moines. It really represents Des Moines' progress in the last 20 years. And it's beautiful, from the air and when you're driving through it and at night. And it's just gorgeous. Now, they keep having people break the windows on the first floor of that thing, because it's a place to scoop the loop and all that. And I don't think they know what they're going to do with it. But the whole thing to me speaks of like a very quick exit by the come and go folks. And I don't want to speculate what was going on there, but I think the person who's kind of the founder decided to just sell rather than try and move the thing down the chain in the family, which just seems crazy to me, especially when you look at that building. They just built it. It's not 8 years old.
No, but I mean, it's a stunning building designed by this ultra famous superstar
Stunning.
architect,
Stunning.
Renzo Piano, and it's called the Come and Go Center. I don't know.
Yes.
Yep.
It just kind of cracks me up. Like, yeah, we're here. We got the Come and Go Center. I don't know, designed by some Italian guy.
Yeah. Piano.
I can verify it's been largely empty since COVID.
Oof.
Guys, I have an idea, right?
Right.
It would say connect more right on the outside. We can take at least the second floor, if not the first two floors. The producer can have her own sweet,
Yes.
There we
fully
go.
natural light infused, and we can have a pulley system from the first floor to the second to get Paco his food treats, and it will be
We
fantastic.
could project our caricatures onto the back of the glass.
Oh,
Just kinda
perfect.
fade in and out.
Oh, perfect.
That's fantastic.
Just another reason to egg a building. That's right.
As soon as Tom Arnold funds this damn thing, we're in business.
Jason, I want to go back to you. You talked about the Kwik stars, and they are climbing up the chart here in the Midwest for favorites. And I got to tell you, when we were traveling the state during that, you guys remember that one time I ran for lieutenant governor? It's so weird.
Oh,
That was crazy.
yeah.
Do you
That was
remember
crazy.
It was
Crazy.
Very cool.
very
I still
crazy.
got a couple
Very
yard
cool.
signs around here somewhere.
Yeah, I
So
got
we're
some in the
dodging
garage.
across the state, and of course we're
Is there
doing
an
the
essay
tip-
for that? You have to submit an essay to do that? Is there a standardized test?
I got 4 numbers on the Powerball back in 22, and Yeah, no. So we're traveling around the state and doing the normal Casey's thing like you do in the state of Iowa, and then we switched to a
Ooh,
Quick Star one
first
time,
mention.
and we never went back. The food was so much better. The stores were cleaner and much more well lit. Well, all right. So we broke the Casey's seal. You guys didn't mention Casey's at all. What happened there?
No one mentioned Casey's. What the heck is going on there?
I
I
think
think they're
I think
living
it's
on their
okay.
reputation. They're living on their reputation. They've got
Agreed.
this mythology around them, and everyone's like, Casey's this and Casey's that, and oh, the breakfast pizza. It's like, it's fine, but
Yeah.
if you're asking about the best, it's just not Casey's.
They have one product that knocks me out, and they do these New Orleans style voodoo chips. It's a purple bag, and they're amazing. They taste like the ones on the East Coast, and it's Zips, if you know Zips, which are, is it Zips or Zaps? I'm sorry, I may have just messed that
It's
up. It might be
Zaps.
Zaps.
You give them a Potbelly
Uh,
too. Yeah.
Zaps, yes, exactly. And so they taste great, but everything else on their menu of like chips and candy is inedible. Like they have orange slices that have been there for 6 years. Like they have those little peach rings they sell. They have those from the Obama administration. So it's just not the aisles are too narrow. Most of the stores are not well kept up, especially late at night, and it's just not. It just doesn't meet the standard. I have seen Casey's as far away as Madison, and then as far south as mid-Missouri. I don't know how far east they go, like a lot out to like Illinois, but yeah, no, I'm a little nervous.
I think I see them
A
in
little nervous.
Indiana. I remember seeing Casey's in Indiana. Not sure how. I've seen them in Nebraska too. Kind of middle of nowhere in Nebraska. And I think Casey's niche might just be going to like smaller towns too. You know, hard telling
There's
because
no question. If you don't have anything else, then it's just a choice between Casey's and Hy-Vee. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the time you're going to choose that Casey's pizza.
yeah.
Quick Star's gunning for him though in those small towns. Quick Star is not
Yeah.
shying away from those little tiny towns. I mean,
Oh.
if Guttenberg, Iowa has a Quick Star and a Casey's, you know there's something going down. They're
Quick Star, call us. Call us, Quick Star.
they're coming for
We
you,
man
man.
we man this Connect More phone at least an hour and a half a day.
It
You'll
is-
be able to reach us. Give
It
us
is
a
hard to
call.
believe we don't have sponsors yet, but Quick Star, we got room for you. Get in on the ground level.
Especially because we're
We will
sitting here
not call you inedible.
literally begging for them to sponsor us.
Have any of you guys ever eaten like the roller hot dogs? Have you ever actually had a roller hot dog?
No, I haven't ate a hot dog since June of 1988.
Not the hot dogs, but I've had those little. They're like little egg rolls.
Yeah, I love the roller
The egg roll.
The little
love
egg
those
rolls are not
rollers.
bad.
Wait, are you talking about taquitos? What are you talking
No,
about?
they're like egg rolls. Like they're filled with Asian food, and
they have the egg rolls, but then they have
Yeah.
the tornadoes too.
They do. I prefer the egg rolls though.
Yeah, well, I'm a sucker for those tornadoes or whatever
And
they
the
call
Quick
them. The
Star,
breakfast
you can
ones.
get a little. They have a little sweet and sour sauce you put on them and stuff. You dip 'em in.
Amazing. Which store are we in when we're eating these?
Quick Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Wisconsin, come and save me. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell you, my addiction there is they have those fried donuts. Like I had one today, man. Like they come in like 4 different flavors. Sometimes they'll sell you a box of them. So it's filled Long Johns and fried donuts, and it's ridiculous.
I'm all about the chicken tenders there at Quick Star.
Absolutely.
Ah,
I know Jocko's a
Absolutely.
big
Is
fan
that-
of those too.
It's
is
so
that the
good.
seasoning? What gets you going there?
It's texture, it's seasoning, it's a little bit of everything. Yep.
They're meaty. I
They're
mean,
meaty,
they've got
they're
chicken
meaty.
in them.
Yeah, they're just right amount of seasoning. You don't hardly need ranch dressing or anything like that with them. They're good just on their own.
That place is an obesity epidemic starter kit.
That's right.
It's a super spreader. Super
right.
spreader.
If
Now,
only we had
the
a
thing
governor.
about Quick
If
Star,
only we had a
too-
governor who could save us from ourselves.
Hey, I tried. Remember that one time I ran for lieutenant governor?
Yeah, I
Here he
don't.
goes again.
I don't think you were going to pull the processed food from the shelves. Not as I recall, anyway.
I don't remember that being in the platform. Do
Unless
you?
you're poor. Like poor people shouldn't be able to get that stuff, but
Oh, yeah, no, that's
middle class
gone.
white
You're eating
folks
just-
can.
just
Yeah, we
fresh
can.
food, yeah.
We can eat as much as we want.
Oh, I can't wait for the gray market in ho-hos.
Now, but with the thing with Quick Start, they can probably take those food stamps still because they also sell groceries.
They
Like they
do,
have
absolutely.
little grocery carts in there. I know
Absolutely, yeah.
my parents
I,
go to Quick Start to
I
shop
know
for
they can.
deals in there.
Nope, I
There's
know
no
they
place
can.
no place cheaper to get bananas
Yep.
than Quick Start. I mean,
Apparently,
and
they
they're
have
good.
deals on bananas for sure. I know that for a fact. But apparently, milk is a good
Mm-hmm.
place to grab some milk, bread products.
Yep.
So I
I
hear.
asked my dad. I asked my dad about Quick Start, and I said, like, where is that? He goes, well, we got 2 of them, and then he gives me directions to both of them. I think it's a daily trip for my parents now. I know they have the self checkout, so a lot of folks are not a fan of the self checkout, but a lot of places have that now too, and they do have humans also if you need that at the Quick Start. And that wraps up our segment on the best convenience stores in the Midwest and the nation. We didn't even get, by the way, here are things we didn't get to that would require a part 2. Love's, Pilot, and Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is taking the nation by storm, and we didn't have a chance to cover it, but we will get there. Eric and Brian are going to talk to us about zucchinis wrapped in aluminum foil. Eric, take it away.
We were raised on frozen pizza, Lunchables, and a rainbow of Kool-Aid packets, and somehow that made us full-fledged foodies and adult beverage snobs. Now we're here to tell you what's worth savoring and what belongs straight down the garbage disposal. This is You Gonna Finish That? So hey, Brian, as you know, in the Midwest, we're getting to the end of the backyard garden harvesting season, and some things every year do a little bit better this year, or a little worse this year. But what is a constant bumper crop in the victory gardens, as it were, is it's always zucchini. There's zucchini everywhere. So what are you doing with these summer squashes?
We don't grow zucchini, but other people do, and people tend to bring it into work, and they'll just leave it over by the coffee machine. They'll try and give them away to neighbors. They'll do whatever they got to do.
This is my move with the extra zucchini. Is I go into work before everyone, and then I take that bag of zucchini and I put it on that table or that counter where everyone puts their leftover produce. And then, I go back in the day, and then about an hour into the day, I'll wander in the break room and I'll go, oh, there's zucchini in here. And, just to garner up some interest and get rid of them.
Yeah, I did that with my jalapenos. So we have dozens and dozens and dozens of jalapenos this year. It was just a bumper crop, and things went really well for us. So we did everything. We sliced them up in candy, then we cold brined them. We gave dozens away, and those were gone within an hour.
Yeah,
tomatoes.
The jalapenos are going before the zucchini every time, and
Yeah.
so's the tomatoes. People love zucchini. They do a lot with them. I do a lot of cooking, as you know, and I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like dealing with the moisture in them. Throw them on a sheet pan meal once in a while as filler. I don't like to put them in pasta again because of their, they're so moist and everything. However, I think the most unique thing I've ever had a zucchini, and this actually works. Have you ever had a chocolate cake made with zucchini?
I have. It's pretty good.
I am not a chocolate cake fan because they're usually dry. I don't think they have very good flavor. But the ones I've had with zucchini in them are really remarkable.
Well, it's the moisture.
Yep.
Moisture.
I think we should say moist as much as we can.
Because
I know there's some people, they love that word.
That's a trigger word.
Pronunciation of
Yes.
that word. Yeah, we got to get more more of that.
Yep. Same thing with tomatoes too. I mean, we grow cherry tomatoes for our dogs, right? We do. We hate tomatoes, but yet we grow them for the dogs. And they can't keep up. So we ended up cooking all different types. Like tonight, we had tomato soup made with the cherry tomatoes plus our heirloom tomatoes.
That's good stuff.
And I typically don't like tomato soup, but I like this, just because it's got better than the Campbell's tomato soup. It's got better seasoning in it and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You can control that when you make it at home. And so let me ask you this then. You're feeding those tomatoes to your dogs.
Yep.
How many wild tomato plants will you have in the backyard next year?
Quite a few. So we have a lot of, what's the term again?
Volunteers.
Volunteers, thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of volunteer tomatoes because of waste from the dogs from the year before. Plant new tomatoes for the next year, and this has been going on ever since the wife moved in back in 2020. So we've had tons of volunteer tomatoes. They've been in the yard. They've been against the fence line. Yeah, and they just kind of feed themselves. We don't trip them up. They just go right up the fence line. All good. We didn't know that the dogs like tomatoes until we accused some neighborhood kids of taking tomatoes. Um, this is before my wife met me, and turns out Cooper ended up taking tomatoes, and we actually watched him do it, and he kept doing it every single day. And then we realized, oh, we can feed our dogs tomatoes, so that's why we.
But you had called the cops on the local neighborhood kids?
No, my wife did actually. This is down in Indianola. The wife did actually.
I'm sorry.
She was blaming neighborhood kids and her grandchildren for doing it. Yes.
Boy, Mrs. Roper is not messing around.
John, what are you doing with your zucchini lately?
Yeah, no, I don't grow anything, you guys, but occasionally we go through a lot of squash and sometimes zucchini here, and it gets ground up into the like zucchini strings, right, for like the spaghetti, the fake spaghetti stuff. And I don't love it. I would love the stuff that's much worse for you, but it's not that bad. It is edible to do that.
Jason, what you do the zucchini on the farm or no?
Yeah, one or two plants goes a long way. I mean, and it's one of those things too. You plant the zucchini and you go out there and you're like, oh, that's a nice size one. It's about 6 inches long. I'll come out tomorrow and pick that thing. You go out the next day and it's like 1.5 feet long. You're like, damn it! Now it's like,
yeah.
It's bigger than your leg. It's like, shoot, and they're full of seeds. Then when they get real big, and they get 2 feet long sometimes.
Does Aaron make zucchini bread or anything with the zucchini?
Sometimes, yeah, or it gets chopped up and roasted with other vegetables and things. But like you said, it's so moist that it really gets a lot of the other stuff in the pan damp. Do people like the word damp? That's also not a great word, is it? Damp, moist.
Oh, you don't want damp.
Yeah.
I feel our demographic changing over the last few minutes here.
Oh boy. So obviously zucchini's not getting us up off the couch to go across town, but I wonder what would get us to do that. Feels like a whip around coming on.
Let's do this.
Whip around.
Let's do this.
Around.
No doubt someone's wondering where we are by now. So before we get called back to reality, let's stick and move with some quick takes, fast laughs, and we're out. It's time for a good old-fashioned whip around.
Whip around!
Whip around.
Whip it good.
Get up and get down.
Quick question. This is easy peasy. You're told by a solid friend there's an envelope on the other side of town with money in it, but for you to have to get it within 60 minutes. How much money needs to be in that envelope for you to go? Let's start out with Jason.
I'm pretty cheap. And when you say go across town, I live in Dubuque. Everything is 15 minutes from where you live. So for 15 minutes, I'll drive for $20. I'm off the couch going, yeah, I'll drive across town for $20. Let's go. Giddy up.
$20.
$20.
Sure. Hell, I might even drive it for 10.
Huh.
I got nothing
it
better
costs
to do.
money it costs money to drive your car, right?
No, but I would probably say, is that near a Quick Star? Because then I could go and get.
Oh, so my answer is there has to be a solid ice cream stop on the way, and then it has to be $40 in the envelope. That's my answer.
40.
Yeah, 40. So if I have to go like to Grimes, then we're talking $40 and a solid ice cream. Like,
hey, Ruben, when he says Grimes, he means Grimes, Iowa. That's actually a town in Iowa.
or Urbandale.
Urbandale. It's Urbandale. Don't.
All right. How much would it take for you, John?
Well, where you lost me was friend. You said trusted friend tells you there's this envelope. I mean, that's the barrier that I can't get over. I don't believe
Solid
you.
friend.
There's no money in that.
Solid
There's no money in that envelope. I don't believe that.
Because you don't have friends, or what?
Well, yeah, just because I don't. Yeah, I don't trust
John-
anybody that there's money in an envelope. Are you kidding me?
John's obviously in his elementary school years was too often lured into the closet and de-pantsed. I think he's got trust issues.
That's right. Major trust issues. I'm not going across town. Where's this alleged envelope? Who's holding this? And what kind of structure is it? How's the traffic? What time of day is it? What am I wearing? So I'm going with, I don't want to do this. There's just too many barriers to even getting to this alleged money. And I'm going with $250 before I'm going to try and open that envelope.
Okay, that's a good answer. All right, Jocko, what's your answer?
I gotta tell you, I'm shocked. I thought I was gonna be the lowest amount here. Because I'm probably the least. We're all fine, but least fiscally comfortable. So I thought I would be the least because I still like to budget my time and money, much like you guys have been talking. So I had to think to myself, what's gonna get me to do this? What's the amount? So I figured I need enough to replace the gas in my car, grab a Diet Dew and a Pancheros burrito on the way back with some change in my pocket. So I was going with 50. 50.
Oh, that's good. That's a solid answer.
Okay.
It was distressingly well reasoned, is what that was. That was like, do you just have your left brain on tonight? I mean, where's the excitement about what you could do with the $50? What if it's right next to Prairie Meadows?
Do they have ice cream at Quick Star? I haven't had any yet.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Sure.
okay, good. Well, it has to be a Quick Star in between, maybe, for me.
Jason, oh yes, I have the menu memorized. I'd be happy to read column 3 to you now.
Once
And the
again, call us Quick Star.
Yep, and those smoothies and stuff. So good.
All right, so we're officially whipped. Swear jar amount to benefit American Cancer Society is up to $20. Closing credits, please, nice lady.
Thank you for listening to Connect More. I'm the producer. Please subscribe and like this podcast because it's my only chance of getting paid for this gig. Connect More is a product of Pan Tiger LLC and is hosted by Brian Danielson, Eric Van Lanker, Jason Nisus, and John Hedgecoff. Connect More is edited by me and Jocko. The showrunners are Jax, Hedge, and Weenus. Theme music written and recorded by Ryan Veeder. Cover art designed by Leon Golden. Musical director is Evil. Legal liaison is Brian. Lead writers are John and Eric. Runner-up writers are Jason and Captain Danielson. Publication coordinator is Jax. Special thanks to GVC, Aaron, Miss Roper, and Yoko. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow Connect More on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.